really do like the bubbles. I just love the bubbles. I don't know
I
about
love
you,
the bubbles.
but I love the bubbles. Anyways, hello everybody, and welcome to a new exciting episode of Low Key on the Wall Network. Bringing you an exciting episode about maintenance because I had an awful conversation with one of the cast members and the producer back, and trying to discuss some things. And well, I gotta put that that conversation was very embarrassing, and they don't feel so. So we're gonna bring that up. We're gonna bring that up, harshen up some of the stuff that happened backstage, and because I wanna. It's what we want to do. Because everything else sounds scary. Want to talk about some other things like that, but hey, there's still more. I'm waiting for how can I put it? More stuff to come out about some of the stuff that Drew want to talk about. And when it comes to our 3x3s, it's like, well, I got to get producer Paul to watch all of Initial D first. So small applause. All right. So that being said, my name's Harry, aka the Moving Target, and as you guys know, I do not fly solo. Always like to bring people with me because sometimes flying these skies can be a little scary when you're by yourself. So I of course bring Reinhold. Reinhold, would you introduce yourself and say hi?
Hello, everybody. I'm here today despite self-inflicted illness, so we're feeling a little bit better. So we'll get through it and have a good conversation.
Is it a foodborne illness?
Something like that, yeah. It's the mistake of going to Papa John's a couple days ago.
Oof. Oh, so it's not even fun food poisoning,
Well, it turns out, so what happened was Friday, we ordered some Papa John's, and my wife got sick. And after the next day, she wasn't feeling good. So we're like, well, maybe it was the pizza. Who knows? So we went along, and today there were some garlic knots left over. So I decided to finish off the garlic knots, and guess what? It was the garlic knots that were bad. And oh boy, were they bad, because I paid for that one. And unfortunately, Harry's frozen in shock with
with
the
news
happened,
of Papa John. Yeah. I'm here, VC.
Food poisoning,
as per usual.
The fun part was we had ordered it to get it delivered. It was supposed to be here like at 8:30, and it got here at 9:45. They kept saying, "Oh, we're gonna be about a half hour later. Oh, we're gonna be a half hour later." So something was going on there that night, and it wasn't good.
That sounds terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially not only was it late, I mean, it was like slightly cold and congealed.
Yeah, it wasn't the best experience I've ever had eating Papa John's, though it wasn't the worst. So I guess that's something.
That's fair.
Nice I don't think we're going back there for a while.
Ace, by the way, that's fair. I wouldn't either. I'm glad to see that you're here, Ace, and since the current host is missing, we're just gonna have to ride on out like normal. And
yeah, I can like do what I want, to have all these things set up. I could have like 4 hours worth of UPS backup. I could have enterprise grade routers and switches here locally. But if the WAN connection I connect to is a piece of shit, you know what I can do. It's just it's a piece of junk. It's a piece of junk. I personally I hate majority of IPSs. It's because it is ISPs out there, not IPSs. Freudians with IPS too, but ISPs out there because I just want. All I want is fiber. I don't understand why it takes them so long. Like, well, we got to run this fiber cable. Like, why? Why? Are you digging underground? You're doing something else with my money? What else are you doing? And then at the very least, fine. I'm fine with your coax. Why is it so junk? Why does it go out so much? I'm sitting here, sit here and watching, this thing go down. And it's very frustrating.
That's I totally understand. We're glad to see that you're here for now.
Oh, you have to drive to the stream house every Monday now to do the show.
That's got some really stable internet there. That's a brand new fiber line all the way to the box. Okay, that's beautiful. So this junk one here, I'm this close.
Just have to fix the board once you get there.
Fix the board. Oh. God damn. The other thing I will say with the stream house though, right? Because the internet is also so much better there. I have actually offloaded a lot of things that this server and everything else in this cabinet is doing, and then it's not doing it at the stream house. Like there is, like this server is on here, but because I needed to run some Terraform scripts for work, and I haven't encrypted the storage over there yet. So I was like, I couldn't use that, so I've been using this one. But I'm getting ready. Once I bring this, as you can see, I brought my storage box right here. See it, the little NAS box right here. Once that's over there encrypted, I can put the last VM that's on this thing over there, and this thing's just a cabinet at this point. I don't feel like taking it down right now. I do not feel like taking this thing back apart and then transferring it because this thing. So I made like I thought about putting my gaming PC in there, just put it in there, just make it take up over the whole rack because you know, I don't know. Sorry, I'm ranting because I'm angry and I'm trying to think about something else besides the anger that I have.
I can give you
Good evening, Christy.
I'm thinking about putting together my own NAS box because I needed something to do backups. I don't have anything really, and maybe less storage. So I went out and bought like a 12 terabyte,
Nice.
just a backup my book type thing, Western Digital. And the other night I said, I'm gonna do my full computer. I'm gonna do a full backup to it. And it's like you need about 9 terabytes to do that. So cool, start and let it run all night long.
Mm-hmm.
Got up the next morning to see the status.
Mm-hmm.
It complete in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And while it's running, my CPU is pegged.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, so I'm either going to have to break up my stuff into, let's have a backup for pictures and a backup for VMs and a backup for games and a backup for all this stuff, right? Video files. And then I'm watching YouTube and they're like, hey, you could build a NAS for what it costs to buy that stupid my book with drives in it, twice as much storage, and you can run True NAS on it, which True NAS is really pretty good.
God damn it.
Yep. My computer's doing some pegging. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about trying it out and saying, yeah, because I've got old, it's like, well, the more you can use from old systems, the better. And I'm like, I've got two old systems here, a streaming PC that's sitting here not doing nothing. I'm like, I can put together a NAS on that box, I'm sure. So one of those. So
All right.
I think I'm gonna try it. Try and build me a NAS.
Okay. All right. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, Reinhold, right? You can build your NAS. You can have some fun doing this with your old junky hardware, right? Let me tell you this right now. Someone who's got multiple NASs, right, and has gone down this road. I don't want to ruin your fun for you. It is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a ball. But you're going to do it, and then you're just going to say, screw it, get on eBay. You're going to find you just an enterprise NAS rack mount or something like that, and just buy that. Just put your hardware there because you just want something else.
I was looking at buying one. I was pricing them out. I'm like, I could do it. I could, but I'm like, you know what? Let me do my own first. And if I need one for the backup of the backup, then I'll get one of those.
You can actually go off and buy, which I've thought about this too, because enterprise grade SANs that are out there that have been forklift out, which is like, oh no, it's an old SAN. Yeah, but I'm not going to use half the storage that I think has or need any of its requirements.
It's not like hard drives have increased in speed much the last 15 years. Like 15K is about the fastest they can do.
Yep, and and once you go to once you start using SSD and NVMe like caching, right? Mm-hmm. You're perfectly fine. So it's all caching.
Be quiet, Escalja. We can't reveal the secrets. We can't let it know who's really behind the deep fake of Harry on screen right now.
Okay. Call me deep.
It's not a deep fake because it's not saying horrible words like we found out on stream the other day.
The worst words, terrible words.
All the best words.
Terrible words, terrible. But no, I find building a NAS is fun. Backing up your NAS is a pain in the neck. Don't forget, just because you understand. Like, just as I'm saying this most of that for you, right? I'm saying this for everyone else is doing this. Who's going to go down this road with you? Because hopefully you document this NAS, you give us feedback and some photos possibly. But what I wanted to say is that just because you have your network storage device and you you're putting things there, it's not not be your only end run as backing up. Does not replace all other types of backups, especially if you also use your NAS as just other like media storage. So if you put everything else there, then that NAS stops being a backup and it becomes just part of your storage,
Right.
So, yeah.
No, I've got like 10 terabytes, 12 terabytes of storage on my computer as it is.
Yeah.
I just want to, so I don't want to use it as extra storage. I just want to use it as a place to store backups or copies of all these files so that I can feel more comfortable going in and deleting some old stuff and then, not have the fear of, oh my God, I deleted something I need.
So why, and once you, and now also when you go to this NAS route, how about you also remove this 12 terabytes of storage from your local machine? What's the point? Put on the network. Free your machine from these unnecessary.
But what if I want the 12?
I'm the only thing on the network that uses that hard drive space. So why not have it directly connected?
Remove the unnecessary heat and complexity inside your case. Remove it. How are you going to get a 4090 in there? Okay.
I'm not putting.
How are you going to put a diorama in your computer?
I don't want my computer to explode. What are you talking about?
I only have like a 500 gig NVMe drive on my motherboard. I've removed all the other drives. They're all sitting in here. this little nav box right here.
No, I've got two 2 terabyte SSD drives. I've got a 6 terabyte physical hard drive. So
yeah, remove that. Why?
That technically be moved, but I'd rather keep it on the computer where I'm getting high speed SATA connection as opposed to trying to go across the network. And then what happens if I have network connectivity issues? Because I know that never happens to people like you, Harry.
My local, that's WAN connection. This is local connection, sir. This is local. All right. It'll all be on your local network. And then you can upgrade your local network, get a 10 gig local network.
I have 1 gig, so.
Well, you can upgrade to 10. Upgrade to 10.
I'm the only thing on the network, on my network that I have here is my computer and the TVs. Because my wife doesn't have a computer. She doesn't use any of that stuff. I don't have kids. I've got my phone, but my phone doesn't need anything.
He's not running any servers on it
to connect into my computer. And I'm running virtual machines on here, but it's virtual machines that I'm running from here to here. I'm not using them externally. I'm not hosting my own cloud or anything like that. So
first off, just because I'm hosting my own cloud, how dare you? Second, all right. Second, free your computer case from the unnecessary heat of those storage devices. Just free it.
They're fine. I guess I got 2 solid state drives, and they're USB connected.
You build servers
I put them back in. I put them back in the server, but they're SSDs. They're not generating that much heat. I can pull up the heat map on my computer, and it's not that bad.
SSDs make a lot of heat, sir. They make a lot.
Not like that much.
Well, I mean,
I have actually good cooling in my computer, if you can imagine that. Because one time I didn't have good cooling on one of my external. I had an external hard drive enclosure. It didn't have good enough heating. Guess what? Hard drive crashed. I can't get my data off of it anymore. So I lost some pictures. Now, I'm not letting that happen again.
All right. Well, if you don't, I recommend don't be like Reinhold. I build servers or computers like old men. Remove your storage from the compute layer. Okay, it's perfectly okay. Have the compute in one box and storage in the other one, just like everyone else does in the future. Here in the future, we have storage box here.
It is the future.
Yeah, we live in the future. Reinhold's like doing all this stuff. Look at him. I bet he was backing up his Windows OS for some reason. Look at him and say, well, yes, I was. This is one big C drive.
I got some.
He's got. All right, you want me to add this up here?
Just for a minute. Right. Look at those heat spit. Heat. Oh, look at that! How hot that is. 27C. Oh my goodness! Look at all that. The hottest thing on here is the digital work by book I just got.
Can you buy? Did you just buy at random like SSDs like that were on sale? Like none at the same time?
No.
Maybe these 2 SanDisks.
The 2 terabyte SanDisk about the same time.
All right.
The Seagate I've had for a while. It's old SATA. And then
so this
I got the NV RAM, this is the NV ME. So
that's good. Okay, and I'm guessing there's the Western Digital my book. Okay.
Yep, just bought that. And look at that. That's the hottest one, and it's not in my computer. It's an external piece of equipment.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
Just
Good.
saying. I have cooling on my computer. My GeForce RTX 2070 Super.
Mm-hmm.
Scout out here
Still in the
putting
green.
more,
It's not yellow. It's not.
putting more
still
mechanical
good.
hard drives in his computer just to spite Harry.
All right. Okay.
Now I got to quit trying to click
Right.
on the screen that you're sharing instead of the application that I have running. So I do that all the time. There we go. See?
All right. Well, while we get off the idea, the discussion of like you should reboot your compute and storage layer should be two separate machines and boxes and stuff like that. You know,
Blah blah.
But, you know, oh God, he's just sorry, old man. You build machines, old.
No, I used to do all that
GPU.
stuff too. I used to do all that stuff too. I had like 3 different computers. I had a Linux box that was running websites. I had all that stuff going on, and I realized one day I don't care anymore. I'm tired of doing this and spending all my time keeping it all up and running like a balancing act. I got a computer. It works and does what I want it to do anymore. I don't want to do all that stuff anymore. I'm done with it. If it wasn't for my job, I'd probably just stop messing with computers too much, just to play games and be it.
I want to buy a GPU box, but like the crypto miners keep buying them all up. I want to put them all in separate boxes.
What's crypto? Was it that fad like Pogs?
Is that AI? Is that crypto?
It was a fad like Pogs, but you went bankrupt when you bought them.
I was say I thought it was AI for how to lose your money. You know, and I can't say that too bad because I remember when I had the opportunity to buy Bitcoin at $20 a coin, and I thought, why would I pay $20 for an imaginary coin?
I hate you, Paul.
All right, so like I
hate you, Paul, so much.
I reshared the crypto. Oh my God, I reshared the Free Talk Live interview when they called up to talk about Bitcoin for the first time on Free Talk Live, and everyone was like, "I don't know if you trust this thing." Blah 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 blah. Right now, it's 70 cents a coin.
See, in your head, imagine getting in early, and then it hits this massive peak, and you go, "It'll go higher," and then you just like lose so much value.
Oh, I did that with I got given stock in the company I work for, and then I'm like, I think this is maxed out for what we're doing, and we're good. So yeah, that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and sell, and it's 3 times what it was now.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thanks.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
The pain.
See.
We need to find the Free Talk Live where they read my letter on it, and Ian blew up. It was hilarious.
The entire archive's available, you know. So
I know. I just gotta find. I had it downloaded once because when he read it, he sent me an email that he was going to read it on the air. So the guy who read it, I can't remember who it was. It was the guy who was co-hosting with him at the time. I don't think it's the same guy as now, but he sent me an email saying I'm gonna read it on the air on Thursday, or whatever day it was. So I listened in, and I got a copy of the video, the audio somewhere. Because he just went, "That's not right. That's not right." I'm like, "Oh yeah, it is right. You can't counter what I'm saying. You're just saying that's not right. That's not helping you." Okay, he said.
Yeah, I've called into like Free Talk Live a couple of times, and I was trying to be good faith Gary, and they just like bad faith Barry me back. Arguments like, well, that's bad faith. You know, I agree with you, but I'm trying to take this argument in good faith.
Well, I start calling in. I'll just be what is it? Because I like to do the other, devil's advocate type thing. So I'll be DA, DA Dennis or something like that. Devil's advocate Dennis. That'll be my character, and I'll just whatever they're saying, I'll just take up the opposite argument so that they can feel good about arguing about it.
That's good.
And if their arguments can't hold up, then they're on them, right? They need to shore them up. That's the point.
Shore up your argument. Learn how to argue it.
Yeah.
If you can't debate it while you argue it.
Yeah. With any luck, Reinhold will learn the error of his ways and when he gets his NAS and remove those unnecessary storage from his machine like a proper person. like a real human. But when
No,
you do
I
that,
probably won't add any more to my machine, but I don't think I'm going to take anything out. I'll probably add more storage in some capacity, and something, but I'll do it externally from that point forward. Because I have no more room left in my. I mean, I think I got another 2 SATA connections left on my computer, but there's not a lot of room left in there to put drives. I got them in the back with the.
That's sad.
And for some reason,
I've got 12 empty spots where I could put SSDs in my machine, but I'm just not going to use them.
And for
some
reason,
because I have this.
About halfway through.
But anyways,
after I put about half a year ago, I put this stuff in, and all my lights are not working. And I've got the colored fans that blink with that, so the memory's still going and cycling color and everything, but the fans just stopped shining color. And I'm like, so when I had it apart to put my external SSD drives back inside, I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. So I don't know if it's a software thing or a hardware thing or a firmware thing or who knows what.
Put the external SSDs back inside? What?
Yeah, I had two SSDs that I had in an external enclosure that I was afraid was going to blow up like the last one did. So I put it in the computer where I knew I can control the heat better.
All right. Well, the other thing is, I will tell you too, which is really neat. What I like to do too is with my NOS box, it's got USB drives on it, so I can hook up USB drives up to it and control those USB storage through that. So I can use it also to back up the USB stick, or just put the USB drive on the network, so I can easily kick it into my NAS and be able to use that. But the one that I really wanted to talk about is some really cool, neat media server stuff that you can also put on your NAS. So Jellyfin. Everyone's really praising Jellyfin. I have started to play with Jellyfin last week. I'm impressed. Do I like it better than Plex? Yeah, it's slightly better.
Does it do a better job of identifying programs? Because Plex, you have to have everything titled a certain way.
Yeah. With
for
Jellyfin,
it to be identified properly.
It's about the same way. Yeah, it's yeah.
So Jellyfin, you know what this device is?
No, I have no idea.
That's how you take old hard drives.
Wait a minute, is that an IDE drive? Is that a PATA connector to SATA? That's PATA to SATA.
It's a USB to IDE SATA adapter.
Oh, that's gross. Gross. Disgusting.
That's how I get data off my old drives.
Is that a Molex power? Ah, gross. Gross. What's next? You're going to throw up a floppy drive?
I have one in the back. I can throw. I got some old floppy disks, some old 3.5 and some 5 1/4 sitting on my counter in the back.
Oh, keep them. I would love for us to do a key signing party and show people how to write and make PGP keys, and we can trade them with floppy drives, old school like. Come on,
Might and Magic 3. I guess, or so you want to be a wizard or something like that. I think is one of the games I have on floppy.
We should host a 90s LAN party where your computer has to be older than 1999. All tech has to be older than 1999 and play something. And
I was going to say an 80s.
Oh, you wouldn't do 80s?
LAN party.
Man, that might be hard to come up with.
No modems, man.
Throw everybody's back out, try to carry something to the LAN party. We're older now, right? Oh no one's trying to carry that CRT.
I got TI-99 4A. That thing was portable. You didn't have a computer. You hooked up to the TV.
Remember, you don't have the Jeep. You got that little Toyota. That can't handle any of the 80s computers. Be dragging.
I remember, and I probably told this story before, but I remember buying my first PC, right? My first actual PC, because I had a Commodore 64 for a while.
Don't encourage
that had a modem and an external hard drive and all that stuff. But then I said, I'm going to buy my own computer, and I spent, was it $5,000 on this computer? And it was a 286
nice.
With 1 megabyte of memory. Because remember, you could only go to 640, but you could use that extra 384 for a RAM disk, right? So I had 1 megabyte of memory. a 20 meg hard drive, EGA graphics,
Never run out.
2400 baud modem.
Mm.
It was a big monster, big case monster desktop. It was great. $4,500, I think it was. Paid on that thing for 3 years.
Jeez. You know what I can get now for
great,
$5,000? What, 24090s? Oh,
oh yeah. If I had $5,000 now to spend on a computer, the thing would be a server. At least, server class with two top of the line. I'd buy the 4070s instead of 4080s. But
well, so I've been needing a new computer for work because my laptop keeps dying, but I keep fixing it, and I'm stubborn. My boss was just like, "What do you really want? What will get you to switch?" And I showed him like the Dell the rack mount workstation server that comes with 11 Pro. It's a computer, but it's rack mountable or something like that. And he goes like,
RDP to it, or
yeah, I will buy. He's like, I will buy you that, but you're staying till that thing ends of life, or you're taking it with you. You have to pay to take it with you. I'm like, Jesus, I'm gonna be here for like 10 years.
Just get an Alienware, man. What's wrong with that?
Waiting for Dell to end the life of this damn server. Like, come on.
Oh, end of life for Dell? Dell, that's what, that 2 years?
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you?
Oh, we were running Dell servers back in the day, and it was just like we switched over to IBM, and everything started working so much better.
How dare you? First off,
it was bad.
Dell makes amazing products. Okay, they
maybe now, but not then.
And they take care. And all IT managers out there, they'll take care of you. Okay, all right. If you worship Dell and give them everything they want, and you sign every contract with Dell, they will take care of you. No one else, just you, the IT manager.
CDW will take care of you too. I've heard from that company, whoever that is.
Dell. Yeah. CDW is for those people that make like those big bank, like they make big bank. That's for the big bank companies. All right. I can't wait.
I don't know anything about that company. I can't say anything.
Yeah. Now HP's bastard. They don't take care of you or nothing. Allegedly, I despise them.
Allegedly. In Minecraft.
Yeah. IBM, aka Lenovo, sends you an invoice to talk to them. But once you pay,
like Cisco, right?
Yeah, just like Cisco. It's like, what do you want? Oh, you want to talk to me?
You want money to talk to me?
Here's the $1,000. What? Oh yeah, that meeting. We'll get that. Just pay that right there. We'll be right there. Help you out. Hey, but no one has ever gotten canned for speccing Cisco equipment. I'll tell you that much. No matter what happens. Whoa! That's happened like Cisco. That broke. It's got to be something else. Not what I did. That's not what I did. Anyways, all right. So the other thing I want to talk about is house maintenance. So let's transfer off of computer maintenance, because I could yell about Reinhold and his terrible idea of because I have to yell at engineers this way too every time, because for some reason every freaking developer I want to know, they want to spin up a server and then install every program on the same storage as the OS is on, and I just look at them like this is the biggest dum, and then just frustrated. I'm like, just move it. It's like, but it's written for the C drive. Cool. Find C, switch to Q or any other drive, and we'll put everything there. Well, that's too difficult. It's not difficult. How many lines is this? 1,800. See you tomorrow. Get this done. Anyways, so Vincent is needing maintenance done on his house, and producer Paul wanted to go over here to help him out. And I was like, oh yeah, just make sure you get your tool. And I was dumbfounded that these I'm going to kick you out of the tribe for this analogy. These Gen Zers have no tools.
Rude.
Kicking you and producer
dare
Paul
you.
out of the tribe for this.
I am a millennial, sir. God damn.
Kicking him out for this one. Because basically like Vincent's water heater is not have seen better days. So like we're getting it switched out. We're going to get switched out this this quarter. But I was when we go to the see what was wrong with it. I was like, oh yeah, just take your own meter, find out where the where electricity stopped. We'll figure out get this thing going, right? You know, and they both looked at me with no ohm meter, like I was blue in the faces, like ohm meter. Why do we need an ohm meter for? By the way, electric water heater. Okay, electric water heater. So we just got to find out where the electricity stops, right? You know, but
well, I mean, also the insulation was squishy when wet,
so
and was wet.
So like, so they don't have that clear, you know. So you know, I'm thinking like, and I'm trying to think of all the things we need to add for them. And then I'm getting ready, and I haven't even thought about asking. Like, so I'm asking right now. Do you have a pipe cutter?
No.
Okay. All right.
Well, it's the things screw on the top. The hoses screw on the top. It's a trailer, dude.
So it's all screwable, like
yeah. Like hoses at the top.
Nothing sweated in. Boom. Thanks. See, look, Reinhold, ohm meter, right there.
That's one of the ohm meters I have. I have about 4. That's one I happen to have in my office. I got another one that I use for the external house. I got one in the garage. I think one somewhere else for the cars or something.
See, I don't do electrical.
Yeah, I've got
that's what money is for, sir. But I can go, hey, Paul. Here's a free pizza for looking at this.
Wow.
And then him offering his own mom's labor to help me fix it.
Ace. What do you mean? You need one what? Need one what, Ace? Ace need one what? Don't what like what?
I think you're talking about the ohm meter.
Or ohm meter. A Paul or an ohm meter? I really know which you need.
This is not just an ohm meter, it's also a voltmeter.
Yeah.
Ooh. And an amp meter.
Yeah, you realize that I live in a trailer park, and if I need maintenance, and go, hey, come fix this, and they just do.
So how's your hot water heater getting fixed?
Oh, I could have
come in and take care of it.
I could have paid them for it. They did offer to pay them for it, but their price was $1,200, and then Paul was like, "I'll do it for like half that, bro."
Well, no, I remember. So there was a time when I needed to get a hot water heater for one of the houses I was living in. I was sharing with a bunch of people, and then my wife, before we got married, she was running a shop, and her hot water went out, and I wanted to get a new one for her. We went to Walmart. We picked up a hot water heater. It was $70. Mm-hmm. I installed it myself. You can't do that anymore. They're like $350 or more just to buy it. You can't buy it in like a Walmart or a Meijer or anything like that anymore. You have to buy it from a guy who's going to want to try and sell you to install it. And then I don't think you're even legally allowed to install your own at this point anymore anyway.
Yes, you can. It's fake news. Yes, you can. Don't let them.
Well, I installed mine.
They'll try to lie to you.
Years ago.
And it's literally at Home Depot.
Yeah, they'll try to lie to you. And yes, they'll try to lie to you. They try to make it complicated, saying you can't do this. You need X thing. Don't listen to them. You know what they're talking about. You know.
The last water heater I put in because my white heater went out, and so I wanted a new one, and I was sticker shock on the prices.
What's yours, gas? Right.
We ended up finding a guy on Facebook who had the exact one I wanted, but it was the wrong one for him. He had wanted something else, and he got that one by mistake. So he's willing to sell it to me for like half price. Mm-hmm. So we met in a parking lot in Bloomington. I think it was the PetSmart parking lot in Bloomington. And I just took it off his car, put it on my Jeep, and we just drove away. I came home and installed it. Nice. That's the way you do it.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we're trying to talk also, Vincent, to go to environmental friendly and get a one of those on-demand ones. But, because,
I could. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But it's more.
Oh yeah, for a small trailer, having one of those small units that you sit up there, that's like always. Yeah, that would be. I would go with that if I had that type of situation going on right now. So
right, that's the thing that we've thought about. We just wanted to check how bad it was before. If it was like something easy, we could just fix with like.
Well, I can tell you right now, if your hot water heater is over 10 years old, get a new one.
Yeah,
it's bad. And if you're like me, where you live in the country and you have iron in your water, that cut that in half.
I will say the area that Vincent does live in, they in their local paper they like to show the gigantic icebergs they pull out of the water lines of calcium. It's massive. This is my favorite things about like reading the paper in that area.
Well, I'll have you know that water heater lasted for 23 years. It was put in 1999.
They don't make them like that anymore.
It was put in 1999 and went out like at the end of the year last year.
Nice. Well, at least we got warm weather to switch it out now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I figured we should get you some tools so you can do this job on your own in the future. Get you a toolbox. Okay. All right. Get you some tools. May take you and producer Paul to Harbor Freight. Get you guys my first toolbox.
You see, like, here's the thing is that, like, honestly, I'm in the same position as producer Paul, who's like, well, if worst come to worst, I could just call my dad. He'll just show up with his tools and fix it. Because he was.
No.
I know how to do some stuff, sir. But
you gotta learn how to do this stuff on your own. All right. All right, so producer Paul's scared the crap out of me. So he's over at his house, like tearing through walls and stuff like that, right? And he's got to do some electrical stuff. And I simply asked him if he had like a little jiggle switch, it's the little tool that you use to find out if an electrical wire is live. It doesn't have electricity running through it. And he just basically just blew me off like, I don't need this thing. This thing is stupid.
He's like,
it's just like, hold on. You're putting holes in your wall without this thing? And I was like, so you're just trusting that when you put this hole in this wall, there's nothing behind this. It's like braver man than I. I don't trust anything behind these walls. There could be anything back there, you know. The even idea of just honestly, I've seen all right. So it's a stream house, right? Was in the basement trying to work on the like one of the ducts, right? Which I thought was a duct, just a single duct. Opened, took the little cover off, started working it, and then I realized there was a duct. Is that the duct? There's a duct inside the duct. I was like, why? Who did this? Why would they do this? I have no idea. But yeah, there's a duct inside the duct. For what reason? Don't know. I don't know. But I was able to close the duct door in there, so I stopped blowing. I found out like I could easily stop blowing heat into the basement. I found that out I was like, sweet, because before it was just blowing heat in the basement, and stuff like that. But I had like 2 vent holes closed, so it was like, yeah. Anyways,
I got a good story for making sure you have the right tool for the job.
Okay.
So we had a furnace that was acting up in town when I lived near Irvington, and it was I found out what it was. It was a piece that needed to be replaced. No big deal. I got the piece in. I'm going to replace it. Problem is, I had to unhook the gas line going to the furnace, and the way the gas line was running, and it was tied. There's that one decouple that you can do where everything spins the same way, so it's really hard to undo pipes. So you have a breaker location to undo it. So that's the one I have to get apart. And I've got a small pipe wrench, and I got a wrench, and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to break this free, and I can't get it broke at all. Right.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's called her uncle, and said I was having some issues. So he came over with a pipe wrench that was about 3.5, 4 feet long. Mm-hmm. He put that thing on there and went pop, done. It was over. It was open. All it takes, you right tools, you save yourself so much time and work.
Oh yeah, like there's so one of my favorite tools. Like, it's sometimes I don't know if I become a better mechanic or I just got better tools. And every time I have to use my impact gun, it's just better tools. The moment when you go like, because there's been times like I just get underneath the car and I just start working with a regular ratchet. I'm struggling and just like, hold on, wheel myself out, grab the impact. Boop, 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 boop. Ah, man, tear this whole thing apart
Much
real
better.
quick.
Much
It's just like, I did. So for Christmas last year, I bought myself the electric ratchet. Like, so I don't, it's like a battery operated, so I can sit there, pull the handle, and let it like sit and have to sit there like a sucker, get the big arm. I just like pull a button. Oh man, it's a blast. It's a dream. I watched my neighbor doing his brakes. I just kind of walked it over and handed it to him. Like, just use it, bro. It's gonna get done. Just get done. Over there with that ratchet.
I need you to get done with it. You're hurting me watching you.
Oh man, I was watching it be like hammer because something was stuck. I was like, "You want an impact? You want some impact?"
I got you, bro.
I'm not flexing. I'm just trying to get you done. Man.
But in my head, you're also like,
Well, I'll try to keep
that's one less barbecue you can ask me to let you have some of.
That's my neighbor. I mean, we'll get, he was I feel bad because like he was trying to like do like less meat, but I have destroyed that entire idea out of
Yeah, I wonder why, because you just cook meat all the time. He's like, man, you know what sounds good? Man, his brisket smells amazing. I guess I'm having brisket tonight.
There's some times out there, like I had like a whole thing of like I was like to start smoking because like I work for remotely, right? So they get out like pull up, trying to get ready to do something. Oh, they're just getting wafted by smoke.
Terrible. Cruel. Just cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah, I did look up in my town charter. I could probably I may start sharing more often because I can be classified as a nuisance if they get enough of them to call me a nuisance. So I think I might share more often than I do.
Share more so that way they don't say.
Yeah, they will.
Oh, your food smells too good, sir. We need you to stop cooking your food.
Yeah, you're a nuisance.
Sir, you're using fresh paprika. We need you to use this Walmart brand paprika.
Oh man, this first time I bought actual smoked paprika instead of being like I usually just do it myself, but I was lazy. I was like, I'll find that I'll spend $1, get some actual smoked paprika instead of just buying regular paprika and smoking it myself. It's so much easier. I was like, man, this is so easy, but like I missed because like
God damn it.
Because like how I would do it, I would so like I gave Vincent like my another old those little tiny little Weber, which are perfect for it because you can easily get them cleaned out, really small, and you can get a very low cold smoke going on, and you put your regular paprika or any spice in there anyways, right? And you can add that smoke flavor to your spice because you want it low, really low, like cold, almost like a barely a quote unquote fire smoke. You just want smoke because if it's too hot, you'll cook and burn your spice. So you just want the smoke. So as we make everyone hungry here at
or you just do a pan and pop it in a pan and heat it up. It's fine. It's the same thing. You have to fancy smoker.
That's true. I don't have a fancy smoker.
Okay. Well, you do.
I do.
Don't lie. Do not lie to these people. You can monitor the temperature in your house. Shut up.
All right. I don't use the fancy one all the time. I always use the cheap Webers that I have most of the time. I will say that. I do have a fancy smoker, offset smoker, okay? But I mostly use like the little itty bitty tiny little mini Weber or like the basic kettle Weber that sit on my back deck. Most of the time I cook amazing dishes on that, and I mostly do that one just to showcase to pump people that you don't need to go off and buy a $600 grill to make some amazing flavor.
But can't you just have an electric grill sitting on your balcony deck when you're living in Southport?
Oh God, electric grill, novel. It's basically an iron, just an iron. It's a novelty grill. Just an outdoor George Foreman. That's all it is. It's just a panini press with a bigger handle. That's all that was. It's awful. I'm grilling. You ain't grilling. I give more respect to the electric smokers. Okay, those are neat. I enjoy people like. I think the electric smokers are really good for people who don't want to sit there and main a firebox. I get meditation and relaxation from and enjoy the work I put into the firebox. But I understand some people can't do that. Some people don't want to do that. They just want the meat. More power to them. More power to them. Get your buy
Some
your
people
electric.
like the ritual too. It's
Yeah.
just like the ritual of making tea and the
Mhm.
ritual of coffee and the grinding of the ground. You can get into a ritualization of it. That's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. I've drank more tea from being at home because I can make correct tea at home. Like,
Get a good steeper.
because, right, like actually get that water up to like my wife got into that when I asked her to just because she bought me a French press because yeah anyway, still worry about it. She brought me a new French press, and she didn't know how to make coffee in the French press, so she looked it up. But she found somebody who loves coffee and French press, and she follows their instructions. It's some of the most beautiful coffee I've ever had from a French press from her. She's just like, this tastes so much better, but it takes so long. But it tastes so good. Yeah. But yeah, I enjoy it. Like when I tell people, like, I put 12 hours of my life into like some brisket or like some pork shoulder, because like, yeah, I was up at midnight maintaining this firebox. Yes, if I had an electric, I could set it here, my timer, and it just kind of goes and through grind drills all day, and I don't have to worry about it. I just come in, fill up a water thing, and leave once in a while. Tastes good too. Yeah, but I like that. I need to focus on doing this at the meditative state of, I need to focus on this. I can't really, I can do something else, but this is my main focus. And that's what I like. It's not the end all be all of barbecuing whatsoever, but it's just what I like.
I got a joke for you for after the show's over.
All right,
I'll tell you about.
I feel like this episode has devolved into Herring telling everybody that they're wrong for doing the things that they do.
Oh, they are wrong. I'm on eBay also right now. I just looked up like rack mount storage solutions that are up here. Like, oh my god, Ryan, like what happened? Like, there are so many different rack mount storage. Like, I'm getting ready to upgrade mine for no reason other than
I had what? What's funny is I was at the company we were working at. We were moving out of this one building. We were moving to another smaller building.
Mm-hmm.
So we were they got rid of the racks that they had, these big metal enclosed racks.
Mm-hmm.
And they had two of them. I'm like, I'll take one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I took it and hauled it home, put it in my garage, and I never used it, but I had it. I could rack mount. I get some rack mount servers and put in there. And then I ended up moving again. And I'm just like, so I sold it, but that was my goal. My intention was to have a whole rack mount of servers and VMs and all that stuff. But I have other things to do with my life.
Not everybody
like
has
play Guild Wars 2.
Not everybody has the Sigma male grind set of I have to do everything myself, and if I don't know how to do it, I will pay somebody to tell me how to do it.
If we're going to talk about grinding things, Guild Wars 2's got a new update coming out tomorrow. So.
Shoot! Oh my god, the tape backups are for sale up here. Get a tape. I just want to get one just for no reason, just to hear it go.
It's always good to have off-site tape backup of your data. I still say that's a decent idea for serious data, like especially with all the ransomware that's coming out now, and they ransomware and they get a hold of your storage system. You're screwed, right? You get that stuff on tape and get it protected
offline. Yeah, Blu-ray disc or tape. Or both, even if you've got the.
Now you got to understand, tape's going to deteriorate over a period of time, so you can't rely on that as, you got to have backups of that backup. But I'm just saying,
but that's why Blu-ray disc.
Mm-hmm. They still deteriorate too. They scratch. You get problems with them.
Netflix uses Blu-ray disc. They also make this stone disc too that you can get that has that does not deteriorate because it's basically made out of stone. It's really neat stuff. It's very pricey. For backing up, and it has a near, but they're also, which is hilarious, is like, have you seen the crystal backups? They're backing data up to crystals.
I think I've heard about the piezoelectric stuff. Yeah,
right. What makes you go like, hold on a second, like that the whole like quote unquote ancient alien thing of like the idea of like these crystals like will we really give it? Because like yeah, just don't give us data. We just said meh, trinket, it's cool, but
It'd be funny if somebody
here's
found some old crystal and they randomly hooked it up to a machine and was like, "Oh, there's data in here."
there's data in here. There's
This
data.
tells us how to use faster than light travel. They taught us faster than light travel with the ancient Egyptians.
Oh my god!
It was buried with Tutankhamun.
Can you imagine that? Something like that. You just sit there, you know, like you hook something up, you find something, you know, get the crown jewels, take the crown jewels in London, and like, well, found the cure for cancer. Been sitting here the entire time. Thanks, England.
There's some just scientist ahead of his time that was all paranoid.
Well, all that stuff was in the Library of Alexandria, you know.
Yeah, before it burned down.
Oh man,
Just thinking of everything that was lost in that. Oh man,
so I had a time machine.
By the time I would burn it down a second time.
All right, boys, we run in, grab whatever you can. The burning is a fixed point in time, but we can take whatever book we can get.
No, you go in a couple days before with an OCR reader, and you just scan everything.
A bunch of people.
We can't sleep. Keep going.
We're on a time limit, guys. We got a hard stop.
but my heart, the books are more important than your heart. Keep scanning.
And then you find out it's all like
slept in Ford. It's all just smut. It's all just smut.
It's all like gossip rags and recipes and things like that.
Not even like it's just all smut. All the way down.
All right. First off, most like a lot of that's the thing is like a lot of our ancient like arts and stuff like that. It's basically just smut. It's smut. We all know it's smut. Everyone tries to dress it up like this is a beautiful design of lady. If that was in a jar, we all know what that is. Okay, just because it's made out of marble. All right. I'm supposed to go ooh. Okay.
It's fucked up. That's fucked up, sir. What? The Venus de Milo does not belong in a jar, Harry.
At least the East Asians just admitted it and went with it.
The Venus de Milo does not belong in a jar.
If she was in a jar, you'd be like, that makes sense. But she's made out of marble, sitting on a stand, and you're like, what a pain, but to go see it. What?
There is nothing more artistic than the shape of a female body. That's just the way it is. Reality is what it is. So even women have to admit that.
I don't know.
I mean, we modeled our cars. The Corvette is modeled after the shape of a woman, right? The 70s version, at least.
Yeah, but people
the wide in the middle and back.
People keep buying these things that look like Jerome Bettis. They're called SUVs. So I don't know about that. It's like,
yeah,
oh yeah, that's what I want,
baby.
That's what I want. I want that thing.
Remember when cars used to be actually right like had personalities, right? What? You know, back in the 50s, the fins and all the different types that they were trying to. We had personality in our cars. Now it's just this is a machine that gets us back and forth to work, and they're all look alike, and they're aerodynamic for gas purposes. And who cared? I mean, they didn't care about gas back then. They just, you know, it wasn't aerodynamic. It was pretty.
They just evolved. Now it's just your favorite waifu. It's what it is. You don't have to worry about who has the best car when you can pick who's the best girl. That's just how the world has become. Sorry, Reinhold.
Okay, all right. So we really should just make an OS for that replaces like Cars OS, so you can have your waifu driver assistant. That's what we should be doing.
I'm sure somebody's got that.
You know you'd make bank. By the way, you'd make bank on that.
You can. So like my car has Android Auto. Android Auto. You know. Connection, you can rewrite that Android Auto on your phone, do whatever you want it to do, and hook it up, and it'll work. And there's actually a device that you can buy to hook up in between, and it'll let you play videos on that little screen on your car, which you can't do by default because it blocks it, because it doesn't want you to watch videos while you're driving.
Yeah, that's why Honda's prototype electric car came with an HDMI in, so while the car is charging, you can play like a Super NES.
Yeah, and then
Harry.
it'll block you when it's moving because it does that for my car. My
Correct.
car, like I'm scrolling through to find a podcast, I'm hitting the down button a couple times, and it just says pausing for safety. I'm like, it's more safe to let me finish what I was doing. I had one more button to push, you stupid car, than to make me sit and wait another 5 seconds before I could do it.
My car has personality as someone who grew up in the stereotypical trailer park. Yeah.
See, here, the issue with having the waifus do the OS is that the weebs would be upset that it wouldn't be dubbed. That would be dubbed because that's the only way they could hear it. That there's no subtitles in here, and they try to read the subtitles, getting accidents. See, that's what happened.
You saw the Josh Robert Thompson did a fun thing where he had a car navigation device. It was narrated by Morgan Freeman. So Josh Robert Thompson is a great Morgan Freeman. He's even been hired by Morgan Freeman to do his voice dubs and some movies and stuff like that. So he's really good. But he's got this one where he's driving. It's like, where do you want to go? And he's like, it doesn't matter. Your life's meaningless anyway. In the only the way that Morgan Freeman can do it, where it's just like, okay, you're in control, man. You just do what you need to do. Don't let somebody tell you where to go. Be your seat on.
This is
funny.
when you let Jesus take the wheel.
One of the funny ones is this guy's driving. He's like, so where do you want to go? And he's like, I just want to find something near me to eat. Says, where you want to go. Don't even just, you want to go to the barbecue place down the corner. Stuff like that. It was just, it's a funny little bit. And then at the end of it, he previews another voice that, for another version of it. And it's, Liam Neeson going, go now. You have to go now. Screaming like from Taken. It's hilarious. Yeah. It's a great bit. You got to find it. It's funny.
Take a certain particular set of turns to get where you need to go.
I enjoy cars that have a little bit of personality too. Me too. I love cars that have there's love and passion. It's right. Why I like some Subarus. Why I like the Rotary. Like these cars have a personality of their own, but and as you say, this makes me I've played this. I've talked about this speech the other time. Is the endangered species speech from the Force of 4 trailer from Jeremy Clarkson? Remember that one? Right on.
I don't think I do.
Let me pull it up.
If Harry wasn't dropping 80 frames a second, he'll be able to find it.
Okay.
So I got the Morgan Freeman thing. If you want to, I can share it, but it's up to you.
Yeah, it'd be fine. Hold on, man. Which remember, drive safely, public roads. What you see is fantasy. It's not real world. Blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada. Safety crap. Okay. Oops. You know what? Hold on. I don't have I got the audio muted. Hold on.
No, we heard it. It was, but you're also dropping 1 million frames, so it's stuttery. Your video is stuttery because you're dropping 80 frames a second. You're dropping more frames than a modern video game on a PC.
Sir, you're dropping frames. Okay. All right. You're dropping frames.
One of us is a picture book right now. The other one isn't.
We are an endangered species, you and I. We, lovers of speed. We, devotees of power, performance, and noise. Go away, we are told, and take your carbon fibre and your fire-spitting V12s with you. There's hardly a place for us out here anymore, not amongst all the commuters and congestion.
Oh, look at that beautiful car. See how beautiful that is? You don't get that. Those are gone. These are gone now. Replaced with crossovers.
Not in this growing age of safety and restraint. Where practicality trumps adrenaline. Where the ratio of miles to the gallon is championed over
I mean, that's one. This is one way to get past
horsepower to the
copyright.
weight. The evidence.
What?
We'll play more than 5 seconds in a row without skipping.
It's a little choppy.
Oh, choppy.
Like, you can still hear it, but the video is choppy.
The audio is perfect.
It's everywhere.
You're
You and I
choppy.
are being squeezed out, pushed aside, and hunted down at every hairpin turn. And yet, there is hope. There is a safe haven, a place where we are free to challenge conventions, push the laws of physics, and drive our powerful, our beautiful machines hard. It's not a racetrack in Germany or even a highway in Montana.
So beautiful.
It's not even a real place, actually. It's more than that. It's a communal celebration of horsepower, torque, grip, leather, technology, beauty. It is the last bastion of automotive lust. And it's right there in your living room.
So you got any more? They stopped us because they hate us. Hate us.
All right. Here we go.
I don't hear anything.
Now we have no audio from you, Reinhold. We hear nothing.
I'm sharing audio.
We
Hold
hear
on a
nothing.
second. You hear it now?
Nope.
No, we hear
Yes.
you and echo.
Guy vibing. Guy vibing.
Yeah, he's vibing. He's vibing though.
Ultimately, it's
there it went.
where would you like to go today, my young friend? It doesn't matter where you're coming from or where you're headed to. We could all use a little help on the highways and byways of life. Well, look at all that traffic. I told you not to get on this freeway.
Yeah, sorry.
But don't apologize to me. Apologize to yourself. It's no wonder your ass is single.
What?
Take a right. Better make that a left. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide. Where would you like to go today, my young friend?
I'm kind of hungry.
Where would you like to eat?
Sandwich place?
Sure, that's what you want. Church's Chicken is up on the right. How many years have you been driving?
15 years.
15 years, you haven't learned shit. Looks like you chose the wrong path.
I'm doing everything you're telling me I'm supposed to do. I don't understand.
Kind of a metaphor for your life, really.
It's true.
That's true.
You can afford it. You deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, I deserve it, but deserving and affording, that's not the same thing, you know.
Get yourself a crowbar and take back what's rightfully yours. Where you want to go now, dummy?
I was kind of thinking going to the club.
You mean back home for some crying, sitting in your boxer shorts, playing Call of Duty, eating Cheetos, falling asleep with your fingers stained orange?
You got all around them. Cool Ranch Doritos guys, so.
Right about now.
There.
Cool, Rich. That's good.
Am I going to get out of here? Well, I'll just leave that up to you.
But it's like a dead end.
I can't make all the decisions for you. Don't give in to some other man's idea of time.
No.
Don't let someone else assign a number to where you need to be.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
High five, my brother.
Oh, I don't really know how that's going to work.
Tap the screen.
Okay.
Get busy living and get busy driving. Quickly, there's no time.
Okay.
Drive, quickly. Look in your glove compartment. There's a grenade.
Oh, Jesus.
Drive through the intersection. There's no time. I don't know where we are. I will find you, and I will kill you.
State your name and badge number.
Matthews? Yep.
Cool.
Can I get your information, please?
Oh! What are you watching, Brian?
Don't know.
Two cops get owned by one man. All right. I hope that's YouTube. All right. Well, I don't know. I love cars. I love them so much.
Everybody has their thing.
So many idiots ruins cars. Like
We can't hear you, Reinhold.
your audience. No.
You messed up your audio.
And
You can't hear me at all.
Now we're getting there.
Oh, okay, I must have been over it. I was going to show you The Flying Car by Kevin Smith, which is one of my favorite little bits that he did. And it was he aired it on like a Tonight Show one night and had Kevin and Randall talking in the car about we were lied to by the Jetsons. You know, we should have flying cars by now. Randall goes off on one of his great rants and ends up screwing over Dante hilariously. But I think it got pulled off of YouTube.
Oh,
unfortunately, I can't find it.
Well, and that's why you need an ass. That's why you need an ass, because sometimes you need to, just in case things get lost, you need to back up things locally and own it. Own that.
I have a copy of it, but it's old thing. It's not good quality. It's old quality. So
all right. But like I had this rant, this speech thing. I was going to go into this thing that was like I was going to rant into something and then segue a little bit of segue and wrapping the show up to like end the show right home. I was doing that, and then you came in with your audio issues, and then you kept trying to add more videos to the show, and now we're here. You see what's going on, right?
So I'll show it to you later. For some reason, I was on Facebook. I don't know how I got on Facebook, but
all right. So I'm sure there's someone wrong on the internet, and Reinhold needs to get to them.
If I had planned this out and we had rehearsed, we would have had this all keyed up.
We did rehearse. Okay, all right.
Well, just because I miss rehearsal, you're going to blame this all on me. I mean, I don't know why you do that.
Every time. But man, anyway. All right, I'm just going to end this one here before this episode gets too long in the tooth. We're just going to end it here. We're going to try to do our big show this Friday. I think that's what we decided on, because I can't do next Friday because I've got to get up early morning for like an interview that Spangle's making me get up and go do, which should be fun. By fun, I should be annoying, and I wish I would be hungover, but I won't be because I'm still doing dry berry or sober berry, or I still need to come up with a name for being this month. But anyways, so we're gonna try to do a big 4-hour show this Friday where we talk about ChatGPT and some open AI and see all the stuff going on and
a conversation about AI.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because there's so many other podcasts of like people freaking out this week over for some freaking reason. And I'm like, oh my god, look at this doing. And I'm just like, so this will be fun. So, just I don't know. Maybe I'm having more fun of it because I was like there on the cusp of like digital photography and regular photography, Photoshop, and people freaking out about Photoshop images. I'm just kind of like numb to it at this point. Like, I've heard this. It's like I understand this references.
I understand that reference. That's fair.
So all right, we're gonna end this sucker here. If you've been listening this long in the episode, you're a true fan. So make sure you subscribe to us on your podcast. Just understand, like, this is a live show. We are a live show, 9 p.m. on Mondays. So come in
and rehearse too.
Come hang out with us. And then we're gonna do another show this Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll go about 4 hours. Maybe shorter because I may get sleepy. I got a lot of work to do this Friday.
You'll survive.
I don't know.
Like, trust me, Like when I did 4 hours, I worked the whole day and then had to wake up in the morning and worked like all of the next day. It'll be fine.
Sorry if I don't have your zennial energy. Okay, I'm an elder
Fucking
millennial.
rude.
Yeah,
Fucking
when you get
rude.
older, that you can't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah, thanks. The aging Gen Xer helps me. Thanks.
I need a nap every 4 hours just to get through the day.
Yeah, so,
says the man who says Harry, the man who sleeps maybe 4 hours a night.
that's all I need is 4.
My point exactly.
Just,
All I need is 4 a night, as long as I get 4 during the day too.
Just take a nap under your kotatsu before you go to the show, and you'll be fine.
No, because like the kotatsu moved into the living room where my daughter like likes to color and do everything at it, and then my wife also like has fell in love with it too. So it's not really like a quiet place for me anymore.
Good job, sir.
I know. I might have to go get another one just for like.
You get one for
myself.
your
Valentine's Day. Yeah, get you one for Valentine's Day.
Well, it was originally set up for her, so I may just go get a big one for the living room so I can get my little one back. So I don't know. All right. So everyone can say goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right. I'm ending this podcast. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.